We're gonna bring down the institution, create a revolution. In the world we'll be free, for you and me.
Welcome to Global Tested Podcast, where we're all being tested. I'm your host, Jeffrey Pearl, and today we got Darryl Marshak. Darryl, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, Jeffrey. I'm Darryl Marshak, and I live in Los Angeles, California, where they make all the movies. We're about to go on a strike. IATSE, the International Alliance for Theatrical and Motion Pictures and Theater, is going on strike today, supposedly.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. It's pretty busy.
A lot going on in the middle of a pandemic, right?
Right. It's called double trouble.
Yeah, that's what it should be called.
Well, here at Global Tested Podcast and the Tested Movement and Movie, our vision is to entertain, educate, and inspire humanity all over the world to return freedom, happiness, and dignity to all humans. Our mission: Tested creates movies and music projects with educational content to provide solutions to liberate humanity and make the world a peaceful place. With that being said, Darryl, I want to thank you for coming on to Global Tested Podcast and allotting some time to really share with the audience your story. But before that, I will have to commend you, because I really respect and want to show my appreciation, and I know we all do at Global Test Podcast, for your contribution to the world of arts and entertainment. You're very strong-willed and have been really a blessing to the entertainment world. And we surely thank you. And I want to thank you personally before we go into that. And I think it would not be just to not mention you and your accomplishments for the podcast, so people could actually know who you are and see that, hey, you're still doing great things and keep doing great things and being supportive. So we want to give you that appreciation.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. And well, I guess from here we could go into your tested story.
Which story do you want me to recall?
Your tested story.
The Chesler story?
Tested.
Oh, the Tested story.
Yes, sir.
I know Tested because I'm an executive producer on it. The thing about Tested is there were these shows back in the 70s and the 60s called Little House on the Prairie, and Hallmark Channel makes these kinds of things. But what Tested is, it's like the old, inspirational. It moves you in a way where forgiveness becomes part of your vocabulary.
Okay.
And those are kinds of things that Glenn, has put into this project, where it can become a global movement, and this can be shown in every language, and it's all relatable in every language.
Yes.
I mean, we're all being tested every day.
Yes. Well, I have a question.
Please.
Because I know you're a big part of the Tested movie and play a role in the Tested movement. Like, is the movie itself, do you find any situations in it that maybe personal tests that you endured that reflects out of the movie?
Well, Jeffrey, that's a hard question, because if someone shot up my family, that's a hard one to, you can say it's real easy to forgive somebody until you have to do it yourself.
Yes. And so it's still $1 for me. I'll be like, probably mad forever, compared to something that tragic, that impactful, harmful.
I feel that it's easier said than done, but that kind of spiritual malady that exists in the world today to have a show that investigates this things that police officers don't investigate. This is a series that every week, the audience will be able to relate to it because we are flushing it out. We're taking a deep dive. We're unpacking it.
Yes. And it's a good release is always good because build it in and like you say, a person to explode and anything can happen from that point when it's in the heat of the moment and you have so much built up on you.
Yeah.
Well, Forrest, do you have any just personal tests in general that you want to share with the audience and maybe give a solution to?
Well, I have some health issues that I'm being tested with.
Okay.
And that's always a tough one to deal with.
Yes.
Financially, I had some fallbacks and everything. And, but, if I put my blessings here and my, frailties here, my blessings are way up. I'm going to be a grandfather.
Congratulations.
My son's having a boy and, they're playing one of my old movies that Quentin Tarantino's, he has a theater here in Los Angeles, and I made an old movie long time ago, and he's playing it for Halloween. It's a Dracula movie.
Okay. What's the name of it?
Dracula Sucks.
I've heard of that. I can't remember. Was it on maybe local TV or maybe
No, I was never on any really. It was sold more in the video sector of the business when it came out. But this is 45 years ago I made this movie.
Yes. That title sounds familiar. And it might have been a different title with some of the similar same.
Yeah.
In it. Yes. The strike. I mean, that seems like a big test. Can you elaborate?
Not for me so much because I'm in the even though I'm a producer, I'm also working behind the scenes trying to develop the scripts and the packages and putting all that together. So I don't have to worry about the strike, and nor does Tested right now because we haven't been tested yet.
Right. So do you think the people that's on strike was going on strike been tested possibly to make them?
I can't speak for them.
Okay.
All I know is we live in a world that's a little upside down and it's hopefully getting right side up.
Yes, and that's what the Tesla movement is about, to try to get it back on its axis, the correct direction.
Amen.
Yeah, that's a blessing. I believe with spiritual growth and with the Tesla team growing stronger together, we all doing our parts, I think that we can make a difference. And using this as an outlet to reach others across the globe. And I think that the more we reach, the more we'll follow. Once they see results, because people love action, but they take action in this movement. And yes, we will most definitely be taking action in the positive way to bring world peace and to give people a voice here at Global Tester Podcast, and for them to continue to grow and have somewhere to relay their information, to allow people to know that what's going on, they're not alone out here. That, I mean, it's a lot going on and you don't have to go through it. Along with the website, being able to go to the website, see the categories, pick what category your test is coming for you from, or coming to you from, and be able to see other videos and like-minded people and people who have passed through tests or are going through the tests, and better view their videos to help out the individuals in their current situation. So, I mean, it's a big project. It's a big task to tackle, but I know the Tesla team is an awesome team, along with you also, and we could get past it, we could grow, and more people will get involved as long as we work diligently. Then they see the passion for it and that we truly care, we do take action for a positive movement and peaceful growth. So
it's okay to be the hare, but I'd rather be the tortoise in the race. let people know slowly, and try to keep my steps straight and narrow. It was the tortoise and the hare. I'm the tortoise.
The tortoise. Take your time. You're gonna make sure you get there safely in the right way.
Right, right.
Because hey, you can come along a lot of more things positively by taking your time, because you never know what's waiting. I mean, it could be negative waiting too, but it could be a lot more positive. You gain more just by taking your time, not missing the moment.
I don't miss the moment. I live in the present.
Yes. Like say to her, he gets to, or she gets to run and run past everything. It might be fruit, might be vegetables over for her to eat, or the her to eat, and miss all of it because it's running too fast. So
I'll tell you, this movie is going to be great, Jeffrey. We're gonna, we're gonna get it, on all the platforms, and we'll have a theatrical release, and then we're going to take it and make it a TV series. And each week you'll get a new episode of a spiritual, not crime, but a spiritual malady that needs correcting. So our next step is to raise money to do the film pilot,
okay.
show it to people. So if your audience is so inclined, they can be an angel, and
It's important.
it is important. I mean, media is very important with your show, Jeffrey, and interviews like mine.
Yes.
We want to promote brotherly and sisterly love.
Globally. And I can't wait to see the pilot. I wanted to see the movie, of course, but the pilot, and from my understanding, it's gonna have different scenarios, right? I guess with
Well, it's pretty much the same thing. And when you talk about a pilot and the movie, the first 2 hours will be a jumping off point to the series. So call it what you will. It'll be the same thing, and whether you call it a movie or a pilot, it's content that makes you think and gives you hope.
okay. Well, what I was referring to is like each scenario or each sitcom, would it be different stories of different people get tested?
Yeah. So every week we'd have somebody like, a woman who's lost a child, and, her husband maybe did something. And, it's so our cast members go in and nurture and explore and sleuth. And
Yeah.
that's substantive entertainment. We
And
need,
so many different tests until it could, I mean, you could do episodes forever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that depends on you and your audience and all the people that want to get on the movement.
Yes. And I'm sure that they would support, especially a movement that large, this large on this type of scale, and being able to get in, also interact and be involved, to be on the Global Tested podcast, along with being able to, once the website's completely done, to be able to upload their own personal videos if they're nervous talking one-on-one with somebody. They could be late at night and, hey, have something on their mind, or going through a test and they want to talk about it, maybe retrieve some information. They could, go on their phone or on the website and actually upload their own interview videos, almost kind of like a forum almost, but, and it's directly that they have the different categories, to choose from, and hope have enough to match whichever tested situation a person is going through, regardless if it's governmental, legal system, for a big pharma, pharmaceutical, audio financing, or just financial institutions in general, or even things that's against the environment, because you have major companies out here that does a lot of destruction in the communities that we don't even hear about, unless it's really big on a massive scale and did a lot of damage. Then it's brought forth to like the news. So I mean, we plan on really all the corruption really being able to address it, and then give them the voice so people will be able to actually get involved. And I think that'll bring more light to the film and more support to the film, considering what we heard in it's a driving power behind the tested movement in the situation someone has went through. And then with our podcast, then when they come with the actual pilot program itself, I mean, they'll get a chance to see different types of tested stories and scenarios,
Right.
how people reacted to them, and how it actually, in a visual standpoint, affected those people's lives. You know, how it affected them and brought tragedy and stress and things.
Right.
I believe people with the audience, once they get an understanding of what's happening, they're going to support it. So
They are.
and I think at this point they're supporting it. I know the Tested channel is so well over 13,000, headed more towards 14,000 views, and they haven't been up very long. So for the audience,
That's a lot of views. Yeah, I mean, this is the way we connect in the future is through, you know, these platforms and devices that we're holding.
yeah. And so I want to thank the audience that's watching. Thank y'all for the viewership. It's really helping us. And y'all keep viewing it. We're going to keep the content coming. And we're going to keep you informed. And, you know, the executive producers and everyone who's putting things together for the movie and the movement and for the pilot, you know, they'll keep you informed. And we'll keep placing content on the GIA OTT media network. Keep placing content up there. Y'all keep supporting. And we can bring this thing together, all together as one.
Do you have any more questions for me?
No, sir. Do you have anything you would like to say to the audience, or any advice? Do they test?
Yeah, how about being kind to each other? Let's just try being kind to each other. Let someone in if you're in a traffic jam. Let them get in front of you. You know, help a old person across the street.
Yes.
You know, say hi to your elderly neighbor. Say hi to your younger neighbor. These are things we can do that just a little, if we do one thing, Jeffrey, you do one thing and I do one thing, and maybe your audience does one thing. That's a whole lot of things to do.
Yes.
And I believe that, you know, making this movie and showing that kind of chain reaction will definitely create a better place to live.
Thank you. Thank you. And y'all hear the kind words and words of wisdom from Darryl Marshak. He's a great man. He's really contributed a lot to the arts and entertainment world, and he's getting ready to contribute a lot more. So y'all give support to the Tested movement, the Tested movie, and the Tested pilot is going to be on its way pretty soon. So, and if you want to contact us for an interview, you can contact us at testedthemovie.com. Testedthemovie.com. That's the new URL, or universal remote locator. Or you can contact me directly at globaltestedpodcast@gmail.com. And I'll say one more time, globaltestedpodcast@gmail.com. Darryl, we sure thank you for coming on to Global Tested Podcast and enlightening us. Please be with you. Until we meet again, everybody have a great day.
All right. Thank you, Jeffrey. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We're gonna bring down the institution, create a revolution, and the world will be free for you and me, for you and me.